Imagine losing your heater, your Netflix, and your Uber Eats all at once. Now imagine dying because of it. That was daily life for the first humans who pushed into Ice Age Europe. Temperatures dropped 6 degrees Celsius, the land was strange, and their tools were built for Africa, not this. Neanderthals were already out there. So how did a species with zero winter experience survive? You probably think fire just kept them warm. That's only a small part of the story. Fire was a full survival system. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham showed that cooked food gave early humans more energy from the same meal, which helped fuel bigger brains. But fire did more than feed them. It scared off predators. It dried wet clothes. It hardened spear tips. It lit up long, dark nights so people could talk, plan, and stay sane. Fire wasn't a tool. It was survival, digestion, defense, and connection, all rolled into one flame. You might picture them hiding in any old cave. That's not what happened. Caves were chosen with care, and sometimes people built their own. In Mezhirich, Ukraine, around 15,000 years ago, humans built houses out of mammoth bones, hundreds of bones stacked and locked together, covered in animal hides to block the wind. No hammers, no nails, just bone, hide, and teamwork. Inside real caves, people set up fire pits, sleeping areas, and work zones, all planned out. This wasn't just shelter. It was architecture, built by people with no blueprints, but a deep understanding of survival. Clothing was another kind of technology, and scientists found a clever way to date it. Body lice and head lice are almost the same species, but body lice need cloth to live in. By comparing their DNA, researchers figured out when they split apart, showing humans started wearing clothes over 100,000 years ago. Real proof came from a grave at Sungir, in Russia. There, bodies were covered in thousands of ivory beads, arranged in patterns that showed exactly where clothing once was. The beads traced the shape of shirts, trousers, and hats, even though the fabric had rotted away long ago. Winter cold raised the body's need for calories, since staying warm burns extra energy just to survive. Lean meat alone could not meet this need. The most valuable food was fat, especially from large animals like mammoths and bison, because fat packs the most energy per bite. Groups often froze meat in pits dug into the permafrost, keeping it edible for months. But finding and using this food took more than luck. Some people became skilled trackers who knew the migration paths of herds. Others became butchers who knew how to cut and render fat quickly before it spoiled. Surviving that first brutal winter was not chance. It was teamwork solving a hard math problem. Movement was not random wandering. When local food ran low, groups made choices about where to go next, following herds into valleys they had not used before. This took planning, not guessing. Proof comes from stone tools found far from their source. Some tool stone has been traced back to quarries many miles away, meaning people carried good material with them or traded for it along the way. That kind of transport shows real intent. Even in a first hard winter, movement was a strategy for finding food and shelter, not a desperate, aimless search across the frozen land. Behind fire, shelter, clothing, food, and movement was one shared skill: the ability to picture a future problem before it happened. Animals react to cold as it comes. These early humans planned for it weeks ahead. But survival was not only physical. Long, dark winters brought isolation, and isolation could break a group apart faster than hunger. This is where art and ritual mattered. Carved figurines, painted walls, and shared burials gave people meaning and connection when the world outside felt empty and endless. So picture that same fire again, the one from the opening scene. It was never just heat. It was proof that a mind could look ahead and a group could face the dark together.